There is a dangerous level of intelligence that most people will never truly understand. It is a quiet internal storm that separates you from the rest of the world. If you've ever felt like an alien in a room full of people, listen closely, because what you're about to hear is the conversation you've been having with yourself. The world often mistakes your silence for a lack of interest, but inside, your mind is a high-speed engine processing 1,000 variables at once. High intelligence is a lonely vantage point in a crowded room. It feels like watching a movie in high definition, while everyone else sees a blur. You notice hidden patterns long before they ever emerge. You can predict the end of a conversation before the other person has even started. Yet you choose to say nothing because the cost of explaining is too high. You have learned that sharing your true depth often makes people uncomfortable, so you have mastered the art of wearing a mask to blend in. Inside your head, you are already 10 steps ahead of the crowd. Psychology calls this the persistent burden of the silent observer. Your brain is a machine that refuses to stop translating the world into logic. You rarely experience rest because your thoughts never truly sleep. While others are dreaming, your neurons are busy building new logical bridges. You aren't bored in meetings, you are just waiting for the world to catch up. The more you understand human nature, the less you feel the need to share. Most people are tuned to a frequency that cannot hear your deeper truth. Highly intelligent individuals carry a hidden exhaustion that no one else sees. It is the fatigue of being perpetually switched on every waking second. You often wish you could experience life without analyzing every single detail. You want to feel the moment without calculating the next 5 strategic moves. But your powerful brain won't allow that luxury. Intelligence is a gift that often feels like a golden cage. You find yourself surrounded by many faces, yet you feel completely invisible. People see your answers, but they never see the questions you carry. They admire your logic, but they are secretly afraid of your depth. This is the hidden price of possessing a truly brilliant mind. You are living an intense life inside a world that is far too loud. Every social interaction feels like playing a high-stakes game of mental chess. You calculate every word with precision before it leaves your lips. This isn't done out of fear, but out of a deep respect for the truth. You know one wrong word can derail the entire logic of a conversation, so you prefer to remain the silent architect, watching from the shadows. You see the mistakes people are about to make before they even take the first step. But you've learned that people rarely want to hear the objective truth. They want comfort and validation for their own delusions. Your mind will always prioritize the truth over the temporary comfort of others. This creates a constant friction that the people around you can never feel. You carry an entire library of unspoken observations within your mental vault. You wonder if there is anyone else alive who feels this quiet weight. It is the weight of seeing the invisible threads that hold reality together. Sometimes you simulate entire lifetimes in your head within seconds, predicting outcomes with an accuracy that feels more like a curse than a gift. How do you stay excited for the future when you have already seen the ending? This is the paradox of a mind that is both gifted and burdened. You find beauty in complex structures and hidden symmetries. Everything in the universe is connected within your internal map. But that map has no instructions for empty small talk. Asking about the weather feels like a waste of your cognitive energy. You have learned to play a role just to fit in. You smile while your true self remains hidden. Being truly seen by others is a terrifying prospect you rarely entertain. Your internal signals travel faster and reach deeper than people imagine. This hyperconnectivity is your asset in solving complex problems. But it is also the primary source of your midnight insomnia. Your mind is like a lighthouse that never stops spinning in the dark. You remain perfectly calm when the chaos starts to erupt, because you have already processed every disaster in your imagination. You survived 1,000 tragedies before the first one ever became real. In reality, you are more engaged with existence than anyone else in the room. You hear the things that people desperately try not to say out loud. It feels like living with a lie detector hidden in your pocket. Solitude is the only place where your mind finally feels safe. In the silence, you can finally breathe and exist within your thoughts. You do not need a crowd to feel validated. Your validation comes from the absolute clarity of your own logic. That spark of understanding is the greatest reward you could receive. Never apologize for the incredible depth of your perception. You are just operating on a frequency that most people cannot yet hear. For in that silence, you will find that you are never truly alone.